Good morning, you motherfuckers. My name is Dana Keith, and welcome to the Dana Keith podcast entitled Network Your Network. All right. So let me go ahead and just start off by saying thank you for being here. If you are here, that means you are tuned in. You want to be motivated, inspired. You want to tap into what's going on with my world. And I want to invite you into this journey. So for those who don't know, allow me to go ahead and introduce myself. So this is the Dana Keith podcast. I am Dana Keith, father, filmmaker, and creator. And I've designed and created this podcast as a platform. And I'm releasing it on my birthday. So happy birthday to me. So I'm 29. I want to create this podcast to allow me to explore other endeavors, like using my voice to be able to interview other people, to network my network and allow others to network theirs. So, I want to encourage people that, look at my vision or look at my journey and to wonder how I'm doing it. Well, if I could break it down like to the simplest form of like my formula, is basically continuously networking my network, and obviously my network grows and it expands. And, a lot of times we take advantage for people who are in our network right now. So I think right now I'm going through a space and time to where I appreciate everybody who's in my network. I'm learning a lot of valuable lessons through business, every day. And I want to encourage people and to, like I said, interview people who are in my network and who I've met or who I think would be inspiring, or even just somebody, like I said, we want to document my journey. So I'm going to invite other people to it. So we're getting right off the gate. I just want to thank you guys. Damn, my text message just made that whole thing blow, but it's my podcast, man. So welcome to the podcast. Thank you for listening. If you're listening through the iTunes or any app that you have your podcast on, give me a rating. You know what I'm saying? Give me a rating, give me a review, show some love. Make sure y'all let these motherfuckers know that I'm good as fuck. So let's dive into it, man. Who is Dana Keith? This is the introductory podcast. So I wanted to introduce myself, kind of set the guidelines of what I will be doing, what I've done, and what you should expect from this specific podcast. So this is my own podcast. I'm going to be inviting my friends, family, and like I said, people within my network onto my podcast, and I'm going to interview them. Hope you find some inspiration from it and also some encouragement to see what people have been through, see what people are doing, see where their mindset is, see what's keeping them ticking. And ultimately, that's kind of my goal, is to kind of spread that energy, because truth be told, I'll be honest, man, like when I do these speaking type of things or these videos like on YouTube, or even I can say that, like, hey, I started my YouTube probably like 3 years ago, really didn't have a direction, but I think now I'm kind of pinpointing on where I want to take it. And through that, man, I've developed and grown my own business. I've grown within the business that I was in. Like, for example, I used to work at T-Mobile in a corporate environment on the phones, taking phone calls. And then I created a position. Somebody hired me to be in a position to help make video for the corporate business. That's kind of how I got my foot in there. But even before that, like I worked for a restaurant, a celebrity chef, Chef Brother Luck. Shout out Chef Brother Luck. If you don't know, follow him on IG. And his restaurants are phenomenal in Colorado Springs. So I kind of just started my journey filming music videos, is what I'm getting at. And when I started music videos, like I really didn't have a clear idea of like the purpose of me getting into this craft. And now I see that it's continuously evolving. I'm continuing to grow my knowledge, my network, and my net worth, and as far as for my value. And now I'm actually going out and doing those things. So it's January 2020. I'm starting from the bottom, like down at ground zero this year, simply because last year I was putting in a lot of work, but honestly, it was a lot of learning moments through business. And these valuable lessons that I've learned, obviously they came at a price of having to learn them through lessons, but I've been reading books now. I've been, trying to set my mindset to where I truly want to be. And that has me questioning, like, what are my goals? And my goals have been pretty clear in terms of like on paper, but just as far as for execution, they're just so spread out. So I want to hone it back into videos, what type of videos that I love to do, what type of videos are going to get traction. And then I'm building off of those strengths of using video, using my voice, using my life as an example, because I keep telling y'all I'm a fail to success. And I want to go on this journey with you guys. So to build off of my strengths, obviously I want to stick to YouTube. That's going to be a big push. And those videos will allow me to have like social media content. So that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm doing these podcasts. So this is forever content. This is content that I can use continuously over and over and over. And y'all know how that goes. Content is king. I'm starting a Patreon. A Patreon basically means like I'm doing videos specific for patrons, as well as they're allowing me to continue to make other videos. So it's a way you can support, you can show love, or if you really believe in my vision, man, it's a way you can help me on my journey. And that's a way you could say thank you. So Patreon is something new. By the time this video goes up, my Patreon should be live, Dana Keith. So if you're showing love, or if you want to support, if you really believe in my vision, that's for where all my loyal fans go. Loyal fans go to Patreon and Dana Keith fan page. Obviously, y'all know Dana Keith Film is where it's at. So got a lot going on, and I need to hone it in. So what I'm doing is I'm building different platforms to allow me to create in different outlets with freedom. So Patreon would allow me to create with complete freedom once y'all help me get to where I need to be financially every month. So I appreciate y'all who do. And by the way, $5 a month is like a coffee, you know what I'm saying? Like a Wendy's. If y'all could support me, you know what I'm saying, put $5 a month into my Patreon, that would be love, you know what I'm saying? Or that would be support. Yo, $20 a month, man. I know y'all spend $20 on some bullshit. I spend $20 on some bullshit. So I know you do too. If you be willing to put that same $20 you spend on some bullshit into me, into my vision, or into the showing love into what I'm doing, that's love. You know what I'm saying? And for those who really, really believe, man, I have a way for you to support too. So all of these different avenues through Patreon allow you to donate to my vision, to my goal, to my brand, and allows me to continue to build and create. So that's my pitch on Patreon. So y'all know I got that going. YouTube going. This is my podcast. And hey, on this podcast, I'm going to go ahead and announce another podcast that I'm doing called, well, I'm not going to tell y'all what it's called, but it's with a special guest. Shout out celebrity Chef Brother Luck. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say shout out Brother Luck, because we started talking about some deep things on this podcast that I really think like y'all would enjoy. So if you're listening to this podcast, go check out my other podcast. I'm going to go ahead and drop the name. Fuck it. No Luxe Giving podcast, baby. So the No Luxe Giving brand is Chef Brother Luck's brand, and No Luxe Giving, basically the four fundamental principles are pride, courage, perseverance, and determination. So if you think about that, like for any entrepreneur, we're going into like personal subjects, like, entrepreneur subjects. We're going into some courageous stuff, but that's another outlet for me to, be a mentee, for me to learn a lot of things that Chef Brother Luck gives me an advantage of learning firsthand. So that's another way that I'm, once again, putting out content for y'all, okay? So the YouTube, I'm cranking out. I'm going to do a lot of videos that I think will build my YouTube page, like my actual channel. I'll have a routine coming soon in regards to releasing those videos for YouTube, because it's all about consistency for YouTube. And I know I can make some videos and they're fun to do, but I need the freedom to do it, or I need the business to be rolling in to allow me to do that on the side. So I got to figure all this out. So let's get back to the business, Dana Keith Film. So I started Dana Keith Film in really 2017, but I really didn't take it serious until 2019. So I ended up quitting my job. I wanted to take video production serious. And it was a learning curve, understanding that, hey, one person in a business that has to play every position is going to have some ups and downs. So that's what I've learned. But I also am diving in, and I'm learning some other crafts that will help my business achieve the success that I intend for it to do, because, it seems like it's taking forever. But honestly, to me, like, if you could see every little step, you would see all the improvements. Like, for example, a lot of the background stuff, a lot of things that I'm learning, a lot of things that, man, if you had some insight on, which is why I'm trying to document the journey so you'll have more insight. But ultimately, that I'm just grateful that at this moment, I'm where I'm at, in real time. I'm working on some things behind me, like my board, my to-do list is ridiculous, but it all is adding up for me to go in the right direction. So, this podcast is strictly to introduce you guys to my new podcast. I am Danny Keith, and this is my Network Your Network podcast, the Danny Keith Podcast, Network Your Network. With that being said, guys, I want to kind of leave it open back to you guys. I know my strengths are in video. I've drilled it down to like inspiring videos, more telling about my journey. Also like the YouTube videos, and then I think more of like the behind the scenes / creation of the actual products, and obviously the finished products. It seemed to be what like a lot of people enjoy. So if you have a comment of some of the content that you've enjoyed, or even like maybe it's not my content, but you enjoy this specific type of content, how did they do it? What did you enjoy and why? I want some feedback, just in regards to the creator side of what I do, So father, I have a son, 1 year old boy, man, he's 1.5, about to be 2 soon. And it's incredible. Like, I'm just so thankful for him. I am a filmmaker because, father filmmaker. Obviously, I make film for other businesses as well as corporate businesses, weddings. Those are my 3 highlights that I want to stick into for 2020. And then beyond that, I've started in music videos. I've done that, but I'm a creator, man. So I think that the creator allows the creator tighter, the creator title allows me to explore, allows me to be free, reckless, and fun, entertaining, inspiring. All those things allows me as a creator to jump into. I feel like at this point, like, I don't like to say like I'm the best, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like I'm growing into my own person, my own business, my own business mogul, or my own, and right now, guys, just to be quite frank, like, I'm at the bottom. So for me to feel these ways, like, I have the belief in myself that I know even when I'm in these positions that, not that I deserve to be up there, but what's the word I want to say? I don't deserve to be up there, but I do, right? You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can say, like, you do deserve it. Like, your value is high enough. And that's like something that I'm learning is that, excuse me, on this journey, I've found that a lot of people struggle with the sales side of video. So maybe that's something that I can attack as well. But I want to put the proof in the pudding first to make myself, more credible. Obviously, these things that I'm learning, they're valuable. So let me put these things into action first. Then I'm going to reverse engineer and then be able to help more people. So, my main focus is, business clients. First and foremost. My second focus is YouTube and podcasts. And then my third focus is getting those other streams of revenue going in the background to allow myself the freedom to be able to do these things more, to be able to do these things better, to be able to have a better platform. What if somebody donate? I'm just going to throw this out there because all of them allow you to put in your own denomination if it's higher, but at the end of the day, what if somebody wanted to invest $100 a month into me, that basically put $1,000 up for the year for me to chase my dreams? Like, that means a lot. You know what I'm saying? That means a lot. But even if you could just put $5 a month to be $60 a year, like, yo, that $60 goes a long way. Like, 10 people supporting me in that form of fashion would go a long way. So every bit counts is what I'm getting at. Y'all know where I'm going. I'm going straight to the top. But meanwhile, I want to grow. I want to learn, you know what I'm saying? Always be the student. And that's why this podcast is really good, because I'll be able to interview people, like pick their brains. Like, You'll be able to see what they do. Who are they? Maybe it's something that you have been interested in doing this whole time. Like, for example, podcasting. Like when I was on my first podcast guest appearance, like I had no clue about a podcast. I had no clue about the feeling of a podcast, the flow of a podcast. And that's something that I had to sit back and think to myself, like, yo, that was extremely fun. Yo, that is something that I would do like all the time. And that's why I'm here doing this. So I'm starting this shit right now. This is going to be a short episode, but I wanted to introduce yourself to me. I wanted to introduce my podcast to other people. And next week, because I'm going to deliver my podcast every Saturday. So every Saturday, Network Your Network is my goal. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to release these podcasts on YouTube as well as all streaming platforms. And we want to thank you guys for supporting. And if you do decide to go to Patreon, show some love, or even if you just hop at the IG, you know what I'm saying? Hop to the website, Dana Keith Film. IG is official Dana Keith Film, official Dana Keith. That's showing love. And I'm very thankful. I'm appreciative of the support. And if you want to support in other ways, I'm trying to give y'all ways of support. So let me go ahead and wrap this up, man. I am Dana Keith. What I've done is, basically I started my film journey by helping somebody else. And I found a void in regards to something that I could fulfill. And I started a business in that nature. And where I'm at, I'm still building. I'm like 9 months in on me being on my own. Like I said, I've learned so much in this first year. I know my intentions. My intentions are to grow, to learn, to inspire, and to be inspired. And my strengths are through video, through my voice, through this right here, through this exact medium. I really believe some great things can happen. So that's my goals for the podcast. That's my introduction to this podcast. And thank you guys, man. Thank you so much. You know what I'm saying? For my first episode, I got another videographer that I rock with. We sat down, chopped it up. This is a off the whim, like we literally just do this together, and I want to start that as episode number 2. So look forward to episode number 2 next Saturday from the Dana Keith Podcast, Network Your Network. All right, y'all. Like I said, man, thank you so much. Peace, love. And I want to make sure I throw a disclaimer, because as these podcasts come out, we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep evolving. Shit's going to change. And I thank you for being a part of the journey. Peace.